Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, March 30th. Welcome to the last week of school before spring break, I guess, is what it would be. Today, our weather is going to be, let me look at my list of things. It's a little rainy outside, but I think it's going to be mostly cloudy today and colder. I sort of like that 60, 70 degree, well, not 70 degrees, sorry. That's sort of crazy talk, Mrs. Bloom. 50, 60 degree weather. Although I was talking with my brother on a Zoom meeting last night, and they had to turn on the air conditioning down in Lexington. It was 75, almost 80 degrees. I'm not sure if I'm okay with that. So for Monday, anything exciting on my social calendar? No, not particularly. I am going to have a virtual meeting. I may not make it out to any lunch sites today. I have a meeting virtually with professors, Dr. D, remember Dr. D from Western, having a meeting with her and another professor up there looking at another potential way that we can share ideas with Comstock. Looks to be really cool. We're going to be putting in for a big National Geographic grant to train teachers to talk about climate change, which I think is really cool. I'll let you know, I'll show you what that looks like later, but it's a multi-page grant proposal. It would include teacher training and then cool stuff that we would do with students at Comstock Middle School. So that's sort of neat. Last week, not all of the teachers, but a good number of your teachers, we all got together on a Zoom, sort of cool Zoom, a Zoom meeting, and we all got together to chat, to check in, see how everybody was doing, sort of touch base what different teachers are doing online with students. Sounds like you're getting a lot of stuff in math from Mrs. Street, just saying. Let's see. Oh, Miss Barclay had her baby. They're all safe and doing well. Pretty cute little guy. Any other big news? No, I'll show you one thing I did discover outside that is a very interesting little thing. So, ideas for today. First of all, I'm going to be on the Google Classroom's going to be attaching a couple, my goodness, couple of different things for you guys. One will be a virtual field trip to the Louvre. The Louvre is the main art museum in Paris, France. It is one of the largest museums in the world. It has the Mona Lisa, the Victory, the Winged Victory. It has a couple other very, very famous pieces. One of the coolest things that I would love to see is Charlemagne's sword. Charlemagne was a leader from the Carolingian period in France, and his sword would be amazing to see. But anyway, I am going to give you the link for that virtual field trip. Now remember, it's an art museum. We talked about art at school. So there you go. It is art. I'm also going to include a couple of videos on the U.S. Census. This is the year that by the Constitution, we have to count everybody who's living in the United States. Doesn't make any difference if you're citizens, if you're permanent residents, don't care. All of you will be getting to your home address a census form and a way to fill it out online. If you've gotten that form, please fill it out. By counting everybody that lives in our Kalamazoo, Comstock area, that qualifies us for more money from the federal government. So it's really, really important that when those census forms come, it's not about citizenship. It's simply counting people that live here. It is critical that those things get filled out. I'm going to send on Google Classrooms a couple of videos about the census. Go ahead and watch them. Talk to your parents about the census. I've already filled out ours. I got the little form in the mail with a little ID, and I went online and do it. You can do it online. Now, what's interesting is if there's an address and nobody from that address fills out the census, then later they'll send what are called census workers, enumerators out to count. Now, the fun thing is that I'm actually an enumerator this year. I decided, well, I can do that part-time after, well, then it was going to be after school. Little did I know that that school was going to be doing what it is. So that is going to be one of the part-time jobs that I'm going to do once all these stay-at-home orders have sort of lifted. But again, the census is critically important. It has absolutely nothing to do with what you make, what your citizenship status is, if you're male, if you're female, don't care. We just need to count everybody at every address, and it is critical. So please, please encourage family and friends to fill out the census when they get that form. If you fill it out online, then nobody will come to your address. So that's one of the ways to sort of, if you don't want a visitor from the U.S. Census Bureau. But eventually, I'll be one of those people. So anyway, watch that video when I send it home to you. Also, I'm going to be sending to each of you individually a login for an online textbook called TCI. It's a fun textbook. It has note-taking right in the reading. The book will read to you. It'll read in Spanish to you. So there's lots of options for you with this textbook. It's something for you to look through. You could go back and do some of the stuff we've already done. They actually have some really neat activities on ancient Egypt. You can just pick up at ancient Greece where we're at. That's almost at the end of the book. That's okay. But anyway, I thought I would get you all signed up for this, so you'll be getting an individual email about this. So I hope that goes well. The one last thing I wanted to show you, something that we learned this weekend, sort of an interesting fact. I don't know. You guys have seen the deer here. All right. So I have to take you out and show you something about our deer. Sort of crazy little guys. You would think, since there's not a whole lot of green outside, that they would be thankful for green things. Okay? But this is not true. We had some extra cabbage, raw cabbage. We hadn't cooked it or anything. And if you will look, the deer were not at all thankful for the cabbage. We put it out. We weren't going to use it. We figured it was nice and fresh and green. Turns out, deer don't like cabbage either. So if you are thinking about becoming friends with a deer, don't offer them cabbage. They won't like it. There you go. So anyway, that's enough for today, Monday. Please look for your individual email addresses. Again, I may not be at the lunches today, but I will be out tomorrow. You guys take care. I'm thinking about you and your families. You guys stay safe.